Now, doctors in Australia are blaming poor modern diets for a rise in the number of people suffering from scurvy. The disease, which is caused by a chronic lack of vitamin C, has been diagnosed in 7 diabetic patients at a hospital in Sydney. The doctors say some may have been trying to avoid fresh fruit as a way of managing blood sugar levels. Scurvy is historically associated with sailors. But Captain Cook, on his voyages of discovery, insisted on a fruit-rich diet to avoid the disease. Cases in modern times are usually due to lack of healthy foods, such as with those who are on FAD diets. With me now to discuss this further is nutritionist Rhiannon Lambert. Rhiannon, thanks so much for coming in. We're just saying there it's associated with something from the 17th and 18th century. Are you surprised that it's re-emerged?
It's sad, and it is a big surprise in today's current society where you would expect we have so much choice to so many healthy items and so many different types of healthy foods out there, that we're still lacking the essential nutrition in our diets to protect us from diseases such as scurvy, which we did, let's face it, assume it was pretty much extinct, really.
So, I mean, with this case here, we're hearing that a number of patients were not eating fruits and vegetables because of concern of sugar levels.
Now, this is pretty concerning, because there's been a lot of talk recently in the media on obviously sugar intake, and actually you've still got to be careful that we're getting that balance in our diets. I think the word balance is pretty crucial. So a portion of fruit a day, lots of vegetables, because the vegetables contain vitamin C too. So scurvy is prevented with enough vitamin C, and vitamin C is linked to the collagen production in our bodies, so all the connective tissues. And if you don't have enough vitamin C, then you're obviously at risk of scurvy. So I would always advise clients of mine personally to have at least 2 portions of fruit a day and tons of colour, I think, in the diet.
What can actually happen to you if you get scurvy?
Scurvy, as I said, is linked to the collagen production in the body. So if you don't have the connective tissue in place, then your joints are going to suffer. You can get bleeding internally in the joints, bleeding in the gum area and the teeth, feel very weak. And of course, vitamin C is linked to iron production as well. So you can't absorb iron efficiently without vitamin C, so you'll get anemia. And all in all, it's a pretty debilitating illness.
So we've just seen some images there of ulcers and things like that. So recovering from some of these wounds, the healing process, it takes longer, does it?
Of course, it takes time, and you actually need to make sure you're definitely getting enough micronutrients. That's the vitamins and minerals in the body, because everything works together. You can't just supplement with vitamin C, because everything works in the body like a load of cogs, like a wheel. So you need enough B vitamins, C, iron, the macronutrients, protein, carbs, fats. Everything works together, which is why FAD diets that exclude a whole food group will never be good for the body.
And so we're seeing this, a number of these cases in Australia, but are we seeing it elsewhere?
It's the first I've heard, if I'm being honest, about this, scurvy in particular. It is pretty shocking, especially in Australia where they have such access to beautiful fruit. It is very surprising. So hopefully we're not going to see more cases elsewhere now the awareness is being raised again.
Well, as you say, I'm Australian, so I am quite surprised given all the fruit and vegetable. Thank you so much, Rhiannon, for coming in.